So let's just talk about kind of the injury now, right? Because that's something you keep bringing up, and that's what most of this is about for you. You're pursuing, compensation for damages you suffered. I don't think you really have been out publicly stating what you've been through, because when you did that Misfits interview, you kind of painted a picture as if like, it's all good and you didn't really suffer too much. That little clip right before your fight where you kind of depicted the whole situation, I didn't take it from there that you had suffered a lot of brain damage because you didn't really mention anything about that. So after it, what happened to you?
All right. So I am doing really good. I feel like I've made a full recovery. Apart from when I get extremely overloaded, like if I have like 6 or 7 different things firing off at the exact same time, then my brain will kind of, instead of shifting gears up to handle those 6 or 7 things, it shifts down. And then I got to step away and kind of like decompress and like come back in, focusing on one thing at a time and like come back in. And I still have moments like that. But originally, that was the regular. Like I was able to focus on one task at a time. If I had I have
Microphone.
Sorry.
All good.
Actually, I have to go into that one here in a minute. But so I was limited down to my cognition, my ability to perform tasks, and I was down to like one task at a time type situation. And if I had like 2 or 3 different things happening at the same time, then my brain would kind of go into neutral, and I just get dumb. I was my patience wasn't there. Like you got 4 kids, you got to be able to juggle multiple tasks while being patient with what happens. Okay, so during that situation, I just wasn't myself. Feel like I've made a full recovery. I'm thankful for it. And I'm able to multitask and do everything like I'm supposed to. And I feel good. Apart from a few times once in a blue moon where like I had like 7 different things happening at the exact same time, I'm feeling good. My neurologist has signed off and said I've made a full recovery. I don't drink alcohol or do anything that messes with my neurons or damages. I know everyone says that I'm the drug-addicted version of Logan Paul. Well, just because I can't afford to eat as good as Logan doesn't mean that I'm on drugs. Jesus, guys.
Yeah. Your work is blue collar. It's not sitting at a desk. So,
yeah,
but go on.
That's about it. That was 13 weeks before I can start returning back to construction. And with that, I didn't want to go in and it's dangerous work,
So you just said that 13 weeks after the incident, you had to take a break.
I think that's what roughly it was before I made it back to fencing and back into construction. And then I was still on time down, like it wasn't full weeks. And there's times when I am foreman of the job. So I'm the boss and the crew that we're working. And my brother and I are teams. And like as it sat right now, he's running the show because I stepped back and just wasn't there fully, mentally, cognitively. You'd miss things. Like I talk to farmers and I have full, complete conversations with them. And then they'd tell me that they need to have such and such fence built by such and such location, add the gate and all this other miscellaneous whatnots. Things that I used to be able to juggle and memorize and, have down, no problem. Now it's like, I don't remember that conversation at all. Shit. So I've been writing everything down. Okay. And this still got to get on it. The work still needs to get done.
Right. So you're feeling as if you have a short-term memory a little bit now?
Yeah. I don't know if I had bad short-term memory problems before that, because my ability to remember names sucks, but it's always sucked. Yeah.
What would you say though, if because this might come up in court, so I might as well just ask you, what would you say if someone's like, you've had all these fights and, this one incident with Nate Diaz probably isn't what caused your brain damage?
Okay. I would say, yeah, I've had a lot of fights, but I haven't had any concussions or any major brain issues, or definitely never been cracked open in the dome before or anything like that. I've always had my cognition after all my fights, cognitively aware. And this one was the first time I've ever actually been. It's so hard. I was stupid. It had nothing to do with the chokehold or the fact that I was choked out for, like when Nate Diaz put me in that chokehold, it wasn't like where I get guillotine like this. It was this arm tucks tight up underneath there, support forces the head into the chest, pushing down into it's a different type of choke. It's a much higher level guillotine versus this type of, yeah.
I know what
I
you're
was out of quick. I don't remember getting kneed.
Okay. And also what you're saying about that choke is that his chest pressure is on you too, I believe. So that's also adding to it versus if you're like over here kind of a deal, you don't have the chest pressure on top of it. So that might have added to it. But what I will say that is pretty scary that I didn't really consider until just now is that the fact that you kind of, and tell me if I'm wrong, but you went out cold and then so you're out cold and then you smacked your head on the concrete. So not only was the brain cut off, the oxygen cut off to your brain, but when you slammed your head on the concrete, I'm assuming you got concussed. And did you say that you got stitches and stuff like that?
Yeah, I ended up with 8 staples in the back of the head, and I have no memory of that night whatsoever. But I have some videos that I recorded because when I woke up, which they said it was like 10 to 15 minutes that I laid there bleeding on the street. And then I get up, and the cops that were there that were taking people's statements, they were asking me if I wanted to go to the hospital. And I was like, no, I'm fine. Why would I need to go to a hospital? And Big Bobby the boss was all like, no, you got fucked up. You need to go to the hospital. I'm like, I didn't get fucked up. What are you talking about? And he's like, no, you got attacked by Nate Diaz. You're bleeding at the back of your head. You should go to the hospital. I'm like, whoa. And yeah, I have like 15 or so random videos that I filmed from that night. And just, yeah, I'm awake, but I have zero memory of any of that. Okay. And yeah, I was all like looking at it. I'm like, at least I know in a situation where I get messed up, like when I fought Tristan Ham, okay, in that situation again, where I get knocked out. Because I don't remember after I got knocked out with Tristan Ham when I came off the ropes. I don't remember going over there and talking to my corner man about how the mouth guard was flipped over. I have zero memory of any of that. But like I'm still cognitively functioning. So at least in that fight or flight situation when the brain's clocked out, I'm feeling good. At least I know I'm still going to like not just lay there and allow somebody to kill me.
Right. Okay. And then, cause yeah, you have boxed since then. So, again, with the chronology of it, how long, well, first off, you woke up from this and then you just were like, you ran into the cops and then they told you to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
But like,
no,
were you bleeding and stuff?
there.
Were you holding your head? Like, can you paint that picture too of waking up?
Okay. I don't remember waking up. I remember vaguely a little bit while I'm standing up inside of a building. Okay. I don't remember, but Overflow's there. Big Bobby the Boss is there. And a few of the other people are there. And like I'm bleeding, my hat's off. And like, I'm talking to Overt. And then Big Bobby the Boss is all like, hey, we need to go out there. The cops are outside. They're taking people's statements. You need to go to the ambulance. And I was all like, why? And he tells me what's happening. I look at the back of my head. I look at my hand and it's bleeding. And I'm like, how'd this happen? And he tells me what happened. And I'm like, no.
You didn't remember any of it?
I didn't remember any of it. I remember bits and pieces after the deal. I remember everything up before, okay? And I remember Nate Diaz coming at us. But I don't remember Nate Diaz punching me or grabbing me in a chokehold or anything like that. I remember going up to him. I was like, whoa, bro, calm down. So like, I don't remember him even grabbing my hands. Like that happened so fast.
Mm-hmm.